Hello people, thanks for clicking on this video. This is a part 2 of the series in lying. This one now is to the parents. So if you're a parent, you're a caregiver, you're an adult looking after teenagers, this message is for you. It's still on lying, but now we want to get our teenagers to catch them right when they are lying. But now put it at the back of your mind that catching them is not to put them to shame. Catching them is not to drag them in the mud, but catching them is actually to help solve the problems and the issues they are going through. Catching them is to help them come out of the issue that they are involved in. So don't go, oh, hey, my child cannot lie anymore. No, now you're an investigator. Now it's time for you to find out when your child or your children, your teenagers, are lying. Let's get into the video. It is necessary for us to know when our teenagers are lying. We looked at in the previous video the reasons why teenagers lie. They lie to cover up, they lie to protect their privacy, they lie to look good. But then now, it is good that we know when they tell lies. For safety, keep in mind that safety is the key word here. Not just to make them embarrassed or to put them to shame. No, but safety is the key word here. So we are trying to catch them when they lie, to help them, to help solve the problem they are going through. So your teenager might be involved in sex, your teenager might be involved in risky activities, your teenager might be involved in substance use, your teenager might be even involved in petty crime activities. So it is necessary for us to know when they are telling lies and then to help them out. So the first rule of this is to know your teenager. Know your teenager, the behaviors your teenager usually have and portray. So it helps you more when they begin to show an behavior, so that you know that that is a pointer that they might be telling lies. But if you do not even know who your teenager is or how your teenager behaves, how do you want to catch them when they are off their normal behavior? It is necessary for you to know that these signs differ from teenager to teenager. It differs a lot, a whole lot. It differs a whole lot. So don't say because you saw this particular sign, then your teenager is lying. But that's how we say know your teenager. So if you see any of these signs, you know that it is a pointer. So number one, when your teenager pauses, when he's asked the question and he's trying to answer and he's pausing normally from a different conversation where you have and he's honestly speaking freely, then you know that it is a pointer that he's telling lies. So he's pausing, trying to gather his words, trying to be sure that he doesn't sell himself cheap and all of that. You should know that that teenager is telling lies. Number two, eye contact. Now, this might not be true for a Naija pikin, a Nigerian child. It might not be true. But in fact, every child, it differs from child to child. So now it is good to know. If your child on a normal day have eye contact with you when you speak, in fact, I need to chip this in. Parents, you are encouraged to teach your children to have eye contact when they speak with you, especially your girls. Teach them to constantly have eye contact with you when you speak with them, because looking away shows a sign of defeat, and we don't want them going out into the world and then being taken advantage of. Okay, so that's by the side. So now back to it. Eye contact. When your child, who usually looks at you when speaking honestly, now is looking away or is looking from side to side quizzically, know that your child is telling lies. When your child, who usually looks away, is looking at you peeringly, as in very fiercely into your eyes, and he's blinking the time that the child blinks. He's not blinking at all. He's looking at you. He does not want to miss anything. Has he caught me? Has he not caught me? He's busy just staring deep into your eyes. Then that is a sign that your child might be lying. But then know your child first. This particular key needs you to understand your child first. So know the characteristics your child portray first before you can summarize that your child is lying because of eye contact. Number three, heavy breathing. Heavy breathing is said to show that as a sign of lying, being that suddenly he's, that child is lying. So if the child is not asthmatic or doesn't have any ailment whatsoever that symptoms show heavy breathing, then know that your child is lying. Number 4, stillness. Sudden stillness. If your child is honestly speaking or having a conversation with you and he's busy doing something, he necessarily doesn't stop. He continues doing what he's doing and yet talking to you. But now, his body needs to be still because his brain is at work. So the brain is working very, very fast to try to get the next answer. So his body has to be still. So when there is a sudden shock in the body or sudden stillness about the body and the brain is thinking about these issues, guess what? Your teenager is lying. Busted. Number 5, pointing and feet shifting. Yes, suddenly pointing, and we went to suddenly pointing, and then his foot is just shuffling and then shifting his foot, moving from place to place, as in from one feet to another, and yet nothing is being voiced out or needs seconds to think about what is voicing out. The teenager is telling lies. He's telling lies. Look into it. Number 6. Now this is the last point. Details. Pay attention to the details of what you are being told. Listen to what your teenager is saying. Now it is necessary for us to pay attention to our teenagers. When you are asking a question that you need an answer for, stop what you're doing to listen. Stop what you're doing to pay attention to body behaviors. Stop what you're doing. Everything speaks. So you need to listen. Listen to his body movement. Listen to his eye movement. Listen to his voice. Listen to the details. Every single thing, when you want an answer, is important. So stop what you're doing and pay attention. And then you know the content of the things he is saying, the content of the things your teenager keeps saying should tell you if he's lying or not. So you should be able to differentiate when your teenager is telling the truth and when your teenager is lying. So at this point, I would like to say, trust but verify. Trust your teenager. Trust what your teenager is telling you. If your teenager tells you, no, I'm not into drugs. No, sex? No, why would you say that? Why would you even think that? Believe your teenager, but verify the details. Verify that detail he has just given you. So he might say his own thing. He might say what it is that he wants to say, but verify it. Never just take his words at face value. Verify everything he says, especially when your instinct tells you, there's something more to this. And then on a last note, on a final note to close, I will say, make it easier for your teenagers to always tell you the truth. Let them know that there will be no punishment for telling the truth. Rather, you are trying to help them. You are trying to help solve the problem that they are going through. So when you make it easier for them, you catch them, you know that they are taking substances. You know that something is going on. There's something fishy happening. Things are not adding up. Their movements are questionable. You are suspecting something. Tell them, after you've had these conversations with them, you've asked all the questions you want to ask, then tell them openly that there will be no punishment for telling the truth. So they come plainly to you. When they come plainly and tell you the truth, then really do not punish them, so that next time they will trust you when you say that. So don't punish them, but rather find ways on how to solve the problems they are going through. Thank you very much. I hope this was helpful. If it was, give this video a big fat thumbs up, and then do not forget to subscribe. Click the subscribe button and then the bell, the notification bell that comes right after that. Thank you very much for watching. I'm very grateful. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.